Welcome, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome to all.
Over the middle, that's the start of the year. Rusher and Roethlisberger is sacked. Holmes, well protected, taken with his legs.
What's up, man? So let's talk about this game. First off, let's talk about how the Steelers and Bengals game messed up the whole first quarter for me. I don't live in KC, so I couldn't get the local game. So I live near Pittsburgh, and on CBS we had the Steelers and Bengals game going on. And if you watched the Steelers and Bengals game, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you didn't, go look at that game on YouTube or wherever, and go watch the end of that game. It went into overtime. Everybody was missing field goals. That game was crazy, and it took up the whole first quarter of the Chiefs game. So I had to wait the whole first quarter to actually watch the game. And then when I finally watched the game, it was the second quarter. They already scored 14 points. So then the fourth quarter came, and then we was cooking them so bad that CBS switched us to the Raiders and Chargers game. So I missed the fourth quarter too. So I only really got to watch 2 quarters, the second and third. But I did go back to rewatch the game a couple times to get a full in-depth thing of like what was going on in the first and the fourth. And yeah, so I'm gonna talk about this game. And let's get it, man. So first off, let's talk about Patrick MVP Mahomes. 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns with 0 interceptions. So 4 different receivers. 4 different receivers had a touchdown with a 144.2 passer rating. It was just one of those Patrick Mahomes games, man. He looked like a great out there. Calm, collected, cool in the pocket. When things got hard in the pocket, when there was clashing, got the pocket, threw a little sidearm pass to whoever, Sky Moore, to Juju Smith, whoever was open. Travis Kelsey had a great game. He was out there just dishing the ball, doing what he said he's going to do, get everybody a piece of the pie, and he looked great, man. He really did look great. This year, I feel like he'll have a great year this year, man. He really going to have an MVP year, in my personal opinion. Tyreek Hill not here, so he's gonna have to go big, man. He got a lot. He doesn't have nothing to prove personally, but to him, he has a whole lot to prove, as well as his offense, as well as the Chiefs. The way I see it, he has a Super Bowl. He the past couple years, go look at his stats. There's not much he has to prove. But everybody keep down them. You know how the dollars are. Oh, you don't got Tyreek. Oh, last year he was down. He had down year last year. 12 interceptions, this, that, and third. So Patrick Mahomes, he feels as though he has a lot to prove, and that's just putting more heat to the fire, man. He's gonna kill this year, in my opinion, and I can't wait to see it, man. 360 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 144.2 passer rating, man. Mahomes was great last night, man. Great. All right, second thing. Let's talk about his number 1 target, Travis Kelsey. 8 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown. He was literally open all night. Linebacker Simmons couldn't guard him. It seemed like Travis was literally doing anything he wanted. And that's scary for a tight end to do anything he want on the field. A tight end? It's crazy, man. He showed last night why he's a great man, why he keep being great, why he keep having these 1,000-yard seasons. And I feel like this year is, oh my God, it's gonna be crazy for him. He's gonna surpass 1,000 yards easily. He just did Travis Kelce's thing, man. It was wide open, and he caught a touchdown, and that touchdown was nice. That was a nice touchdown. He looked great out there. I'm looking forward to this season, man. I can't wait to see this game against the Chargers, man. It's gonna be great. Third thing, let's talk about the new receivers core. Juju Smith, he had 6 receptions for 79 yards. MVS had 4 receptions for 44 yards. Also claiming that Buda Baker is his child.
You mean this ain't my son and I spent all my damn money on Shorty?
I'm sorry I lied to you, Martin. I just didn't want to go to Arizona.
I'm sorry I lied to you, Martin. I just didn't want to go to Arizona.
Sky Moore had a big catch for 30 yards. Cole Hardman, he ended with 3 receptions for 16 yards and a touchdown. But if you watch the game, this man was open down the field multiple times. And him and Pat just didn't connect. And let's say if they did connect, Juju would easily have over 200 yards. He was open so many times and just couldn't connect. But it's the first game jitters. I don't know. So we're going to see what happens. I know they're going to connect. It's all good. It was off just by just a couple inches. It's all good. I know they're going to get back together. Justin Watson, he got injured. That's something to look at. That's something to look at. Don't know much about the injury, but overall, I think this game showed a lot. When it comes to receivers, I think it's clear that Pat wants Juju to be his number 1 option. Even though that's not saying much because Juju literally was just open. So why not just give it to him? Juju was open majority of the time. He did fumble, I think, twice, and he lost it. He lost it once. And after that play, he was kind of down on himself and couldn't really rebound from that. It was about so much, so he got a little limited chances. But I know Thursday he's gonna rebound a lot, so it's all good. Let's talk about the tight ends. The other tight ends, other than Travis Kelsey, didn't catch much. Jordy Fortson had a 1-yard catch that looked like a 15-yard catch, for real. But it was only a 1-yard catch in the end zone for a nice little TD catch. He came back to the ball and slid and cut the ball from Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes, that throw was amazing. Sidearm little throw with just one-handed. That shit was crazy. NCD was nice, but everybody else didn't do too much. They showed promising, like the routes they was running and the different formations the tight end were put in. It seemed cool, but they just didn't get targeted. But it's all good. Everybody can get targeted. So it's gonna be a long season. So I know they're gonna get involved, and it's gonna be big plays this season for them. So that was nice to see. All right, let's talk about the running backs and the O-line. So let's start with the O-line. They weren't talked about all afternoon, it seemed, which is a great thing. They didn't give up no sacks and barely got Pat touched. They held up great, in my opinion. Trey Smith, he did get injured, and that's something to look after as well. But it doesn't seem like it's a big deal. Orlando Brown had some hiccups, but for the most part, he was playing well. We need him to dominate this year. We need him to literally not let Pat get touched at all on his blind side. We need him to be basically the greatest, or not the greatest, but the best left tackle in the NFL this year. Especially if he wants to get paid like a left tackle, he just has to show that he's one of the most dominant left tackles in this game. So I'm looking forward to seeing if he has a big year this year or not. The running back crew, they did good. They did their thing. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 74 all-purpose yards with 2 receiving touchdowns. One where he just walked right in. He played great. He hit the edges nicely and had a couple big runs. Looking forward to seeing him this year, man. Hopefully he doesn't get injured, man. Hopefully he stays healthy, because if he stays healthy, we all know how dominant he can be, how elusive he can be. So if he stays healthy, why not have a 1,000-yard rushing year or 1,500 all-purpose year? Why not? Who says he can't do that? Not me. Jared McKinnon, with the touches and the opportunities he did get, he made the best of them. He had almost 50 all-purpose yards, a couple big runs. He looked nice out there. He did not look injured, I'll tell you that much. Let's talk about Isaiah Pacheco. He finished with 62 rushing yards on 12 carries, averaging 5.2 yards after attempt, and he had a touchdown. Credit, this was all in the fourth, really. It really was all in the fourth. He showed the ability to hit the gaps and get downfield with a couple of big runs. It was all late in the game, all in the fourth. I liked what I seen in the fourth. Throughout the game, though, he just kept running inside of holes and just wasn't really gaining no yards. He just gaining 1 to 2 yards. But in the fourth quarter, it really was his quarter. He had a couple of big runs that I liked. He looked fast. It was just the first game. It looked promising though. I'm happy he did great in the fourth because that's a big confidence booster. And that's all something that we all would want for him to have. You know, it's great to have a little confidence booster. So running back core did great. Wide receivers did good. And our quarterback MVP this season, man. I'm calling it. Overall, the offense did a pretty good job. Now, let's talk about the defense. Now, on D, I would give them like a C+, B-. They played well throughout the game, giving away 14 points that were actually meaningless. They got a couple of pressures on Kyler Murray, Carlos Dunlap, and Lazarus Sheed. They both got sacks. And they didn't give up most of the deep balls. But that's not saying much because the Cardinals' offense is really banged up right now. So we will really have to see what they do against the Chargers this Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that. I would say though, I did see a big force in Chris Jones. He was looking at a big force out there, and I loved how our point guard on defense, Nick Bolton, handled himself as well as handled the whole defense. That was a great positive point last night. Additional highlight of the day was when Justin Reed had to come in and start doing the kicking because Harrison Butker, he got injured in the kickoff. I don't know what really happened. He kicked the ball off and then he slipped on the turf. Justin made 1 extra point and missed 1 as well. But then Butker came in and kicked a 54-yard field goal with only taking 1 step. That's extremely hard. Like that's crazy. A 54-yarder just taking 1 step, that's tough. So props for him to coming back, but although he came back, Justin Reed still was kicking the ball off, but just didn't kick no extra points or field goals. But he did kick the ball off. So hopefully Buckham can heal up by Thursday because we will need him. Overall, the game was a good one and a great way to start the season. I'm excited to see what's going on this Thursday because the Chargers and the Cardinals are 2 different teams. The Cardinals were very banged up, but the Chargers are not. And so it should be a great game. It's a Thursday night game. Everybody's going to be watching. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment, subscribe, and like the video. You can literally comment anything. This is a great way to start the season, man. 44-21. Thursday night football. Can't wait. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you later. Cheese Kingdom.